Have you ever stopped to truly consider what it means to age well? Our society often presents a grim, inevitable narrative of arging a process of slowing down, losing abilities, and becoming frail. But what if that narrative is fundamentally flawed? The truth is, there are clear scientifically backed markers that distinguish simple aging from exceptional aging. If you are over 65 and can still perform certain simple actions with ease, you belong to a small and remarkable group of individuals who are not just living longer, but living with a vitality that defies the calendar. These are not just trivial abilities, they are profound indicators of your underlying physical resilience, your neurological health, and your overall longevity. In this in-depth guide, we will move beyond surface-level tips and take a deep dive into the 6 key signs that reveal you are a rare jewel of aging. We will explore the deep science behind why they matter so much, share inspiring stories, and provide you with practical, actionable steps to cultivate these markers in your own life. So stay with me, because what you are about to discover could secure you a future that is not just longer, but profoundly healthier and more fulfilling. 1. The power in your hands. The truth about grip strength. Begin with one of the most underappreciated yet profoundly telling indicators of a long and healthy life, the strength of your grip. This is far more than your ability to deliver a firm handshake or twist the lid off a stubborn jar of pickles. In the medical and geriatric communities, grip strength is now considered a vital sign, a direct, measurable window into your overall physical vitality. It reflects the health of your entire body, your muscles, your nerves, and even your cardiovascular system. If you can still confidently carry a heavy grocery bag from the car, haul a stack of firewood for the hearth, or grip a steering wheel for a long drive without your hands fatiguing or trembling, you are in a far better position than you might realize. The deeper science explained. The scientific consensus on this is unequivocal. Countless studies, published in prestigious journals like The Lancet and the British Medical Journal, have shown that grip strength is one of the most reliable predictors of future health outcomes. Older adults with robust grip strength not only tend to live longer, but they also recover more quickly from illnesses and surgeries, have a lower risk of heart attack and stroke, and, most importantly, maintain their functional independence well into their golden years. Why is this simple test so predictive? Because a strong grip is a holistic indicator. It is a symphony of physiological systems working in harmony. It requires not just powerful hand muscles, but also strong forearm and shoulder muscles, and a finely tuned nervous system firing clear signals from your brain to your fingertips. A weak grip can be one of the earliest signs of sarcopenia, age-related loss of muscle mass and function that makes seniors more vulnerable to devastating falls, fractures, and chronic fatigue. Furthermore, your grip strength also serves as a proxy for your cardiovascular health. A strong heart is necessary to pump oxygen-rich blood to the muscles in your extremities, enabling them to perform powerful contractions. A weakening grip can signal that this entire system is becoming less efficient. Frank's story, The Gardener's Hands. Consider Frank, a 75-year-old retired history teacher who refused to let age define him. His passion was his sprawling garden, a vibrant canvas of vegetables and flowers that demanded constant work. His neighbors would watch in awe as he spent his weekends hefting 40-pound bags of soil, pruning thick branches from his apple trees, and wielding a heavy shovel as if it were a natural extension of his own arm. His handshake was legendary in his community, firm, confident, and warm. During a routine checkup, his doctor, a much younger man, tested his grip strength with a thermometer. The doctor looked at the reading, then at Frank, and shook his head. In amazement, "Frank," he said, "your grip strength rivals that of men in their 50s. Whatever you're doing, keep doing it." For Frank, this wasn't just a fun fact to share over coffee. It was a profound affirmation. It was tangible proof that his lifestyle of active, joyful work was preserving his vitality. This strength wasn't just in his hands. It meant he could confidently steady himself on a ladder to clean his gutters, carry his toolbox to make repairs around the house, and continue to engage in the hobbies that brought him a deep sense of purpose. A strong grip is a safeguard. It is directly tied to your ability to catch yourself during a stumble or grip a railing tightly to prevent a fall. Frank's hands were not just for gardening. They were his connection to a life of independence and joy. A practical guide to improving grip strength. The good news is that grip strength is highly trainable. At any age, squeezing exercises. The simplest way to start is with a stress ball or a grip strengthener squeezed firmly for 5 seconds, then release. Aim for 10 to 15 repetitions with each hand, a few times a week. Farmers' walks. This is a fantastic functional exercise. Simply pick up a pair of heavy objects, dumbbells, kettlebells, or even 2 heavy grocery bags and walk for a set distance, like the length of your driveway and back. This builds grip endurance. Plate pinches. If you have access to weight plates at a gym, try pinching 2 of them together with your fingertips and holding for as long as you can. This targets a different aspect of grip strength. Everyday activities make a conscious effort to use your grip. Open jars yourself instead of asking for help. Carry your own groceries instead of using a cart for just a few items. These small, daily actions add up. If your hands still clamp down with authority, take it as a clear signal. Your body is aging with remarkable grace and strength. If not, start training them today. 2. The stature of strength. Maintaining good posture now. Take a moment for a simple self-assessment. Stand up and, without thinking too much about it, take a look at your profile in a mirror. Do you hold yourself upright, with your shoulders aligned over your hips and your head held high? Or do you see a familiar C-shaped curve, your head pushing forward and your back rounding when you sit? Do you maintain a straight back, or do you slump into the chair? If you can naturally maintain good posture without constant effort or struggle, you are displaying a rare and powerful trait among seniors, a sign that your body's foundational structure remains strong, aligned and supportive. Deeper science explained over time, the relentless force of gravity, combined with decades of lifestyle habits like sitting at a desk or looking down at screens, can lead to poor posture. This isn't merely an aesthetic issue. A forward-leaning stance or a hunched back known as kyphosis leads to a cascade of negative health effects. It weakens the deep core muscles and back extensors that are essential for stability. This weakness is a primary contributor to chronic lower back pain, one of the most common complaints of older adults. Poor posture also compresses your internal organs. When you slouch, your chest cavity is constricted, which limits the ability of your diaphragm and lungs to expand fully. This reduces your oxygen intake, which in turn can lead to persistent fatigue, lower energy levels, and even cognitive fogginess. Furthermore, it can negatively impact digestion and shift your center of gravity forward, making you significantly more susceptible to losing your balance and suffering a fall. George's story. The teacher's presence. Think of George, a 74-year-old retired teacher. He still walked with a confident, purposeful stride, his back straight and his gaze level. People he met often assumed he was at least a decade younger, simply because of the powerful way he carried himself. His doctor once told him, "George, most men your age are dealing with some degree of spinal compression or a forward stoop. You're holding up remarkably well. This is no accident." George had spent his career standing in front of a classroom, and he had always been conscious of his presence. Even in retirement, he made a conscious effort to stay active. He practiced a simple daily routine of what he called posture checks, standing against a wall for a few minutes to ensure his heels, glutes, shoulder blades, and the back of his head were all in contact. He engaged his core through daily walks and gentle exercises. His excellent posture is a direct reflection of his underlying health. It means his spine, muscles, and joints are still working in harmony to support his frame. It allows his body to function more efficiently, from breathing to digestion. Maintaining proper alignment is a quiet battle waged against time and gravity, and if you are winning that battle, it's a glowing endorsement of your body's resilience. A practical guide to improving posture. Wall stands. As George practiced, stand with your back against a wall. Try to get your heels, buttocks, shoulder blades, and the back of your head to touch the wall simultaneously. Hold for 1 to 2 minutes. This helps retrain your body's sense of alignment. Chin tucks. While sitting or standing, gently tuck your chin in as if you're trying to make a double chin, holding for 5 seconds. This strengthens the muscles in the back of your neck and counteracts forward head posture. Doorway stretches. Stand in a doorway and place your forearms on the frame, with your elbows slightly below your shoulders. Gently step forward until you feel a stretch across your chest. This opens up the pectoral muscles, which are often tight from slouching. Core engagement. Consciously engage your core muscles throughout the day. When you're standing, imagine gently pulling your belly button in toward your spine. This provides support for your lower back. Good posture is a sign that you are not just aging, but aging with strength from your very core. 3. The effortless ascent. Rising from a chair without hands at first glance. Standing up from a chair without relying on your hands might seem like a minor, almost trivial accomplishment. However, in the world of geriatrics and functional fitness, this simple action is considered a profound indicator of your physical strength. mobility, and your likelihood of maintaining independence in the years to come. For many individuals, particularly those over 65, the ability to perform this movement gradually diminishes as lower body strength, joint flexibility, and balance begin to decline. If you can still rise smoothly and confidently from a seated position, whether it's a cushioned armchair, a dining room chair, or the driver's seat of your car without pushing off with your hands or gripping the armrests for support, it is a clear and powerful sign that your body remains in remarkable condition. The deeper science explained consider the complex symphony of muscle action required for this seemingly simple motion. It demands a powerful, coordinated effort from the largest muscles in your body. Your quadriceps, the muscles on the front of your thighs, must be strong enough to extend your knees and lift your body weight. Your gluteus maximus, your primary hip extensor, must activate to drive your hips forward. Your core muscles, the deep network of stabilizers in your abdomen and back, must engage to keep your torso upright and prevent you from pitching forward. All of this must be done with a subtle sense of balance and coordination to keep you steady on your feet. When this ability starts to fade, it's often one of the earliest and most telling red flags, signaling the onset of sarcopenia, joint stiffness, particularly in the hips and knees, or even declining neurological function. Those who struggle might need to rock back and forth to build momentum, lean heavily on their arms, or even begin to avoid low seats altogether out of a legitimate fear that they won't be able to get back up without assistance. Linda's story, the grandmother's realization. Take, for example, Linda, a vibrant 72-year-old grandmother. She had always been active, enjoying daily walks and gentle stretching. She never gave much thought to her ability to stand up unaided until she attended a friend's 75th birthday party. As the party wound down, she watched as many of her peers struggled to rise from their chairs. Some clutched the armrests with white knuckles, their faces strained with effort. Others needed a spouse or child to offer a steadying hand. A few even stayed seated longer than they wanted, reluctant to draw attention to their difficulty. That small, quiet observation was a powerful moment of realization for her. Her ability wasn't just a matter of convenience, it was a form of freedom she had taken for granted. Later that month, at a lively family gathering, her 10-year-old grandson playfully challenged her to stand up from the floor without using her hands, an even tougher test. To her own delight and everyone's surprise, Linda popped up effortlessly. That small victory was a testament to her sustained physical health, a practical guide to improving lower body strengths and to stance. This is the most direct way to train the movement. Sit on a sturdy chair of a height you can manage. Without using your hands, stand up straight, then slowly lower yourself back down. Start with 5 to 10 repetitions and build from there. Wall. Sit, stand with your back against a wall and slide down until your knees are at a 90-degree angle, as if you're sitting in an invisible chair. Hold for 20 to 30 seconds. This builds isometric strength in your quadriceps and glutes. Glute bridges. Lie on your back with your knees bent and feet flat on the floor. Squeeze your glutes and lift your hips toward the ceiling until your body forms a straight line from your shoulders to your knees. Hold for a moment, then lower. This directly strengthens your hip extensors. If you can still perform this action without a second thought, take a moment to recognize what your body is achieving. It is a quiet badge of resilience. 4. The 10-second stand, a masterclass in balance, is one of the unsung heroes of physical health. Something most people barely notice until it begins to falter. If you can lift one foot off the ground and hold your position steadily for more than 10 seconds without swaying, flailing your arms, or instinctively reaching for a wall, you're demonstrating a level of physical fitness and neurological coordination that outshines many of your peers. This isn't just a parlor trick. It's a powerful, medically recognized measure of how well your body and brain are working together to keep you upright and safe. The deeper science explained poor balance is one of the most significant risk factors for older adults, closely tied to an increased likelihood of falls, debilitating fractures, and even a shorter life expectancy. The ability to stand on one leg is a surprisingly comprehensive test. It gauges the intricate, high-speed communication between 3 critical systems. Your vestibular system, located in your inner ear. This system acts like a gyroscope, sensing motion, gravity, and the orientation of your head. Your proprioceptive system. This is a network of nerves in your muscles and joints that constantly send signals to your brain about where your body parts are in space. Your vision, your eyes provide crucial information about your surroundings, helping your brain make adjustments. To maintain balance, for you to stand on one leg, all 3 of these systems must work in perfect instantaneous harmony, and your leg and core muscles must be strong enough to execute the brain's commands. When this system begins to decline, it's often an early warning of broader issues. Frank's story. The carpenter's wake-up call. Consider Frank again, but this time at 77. The retired carpenter had a lifetime of physical labor under his belt. In his younger years, he could walk across narrow beams and climb ladders without a second thought. But as he aged, he started noticing little clues of decline, like feeling unsteady on uneven sidewalks or hesitating before stepping off a curb. During a routine doctor's visit, his physician asked him to perform the one-legged stand test. Frank gave it his best shot, but toppled after just 5 seconds. His pride took a bigger hit than his body. That moment lit a fire under him. Determined to reclaim his stability, he began incorporating simple exercises into his routine. He would practice walking heel-to-toe down his hallway most effectively. Every morning and evening while brushing his teeth, he would stand on one leg, holding onto the counter for safety. Within a few months, he could hold the stance for over 15 seconds, a small but triumphant sign that he was taking back control. A practical guide to improving balancier-on-legged stands. Just like Frank, practice this daily. Start by holding onto a sturdy counter or chair. Aim to hold for 10 seconds, then 20, then 30. As you get stronger, try letting go of the support for a few seconds at a time. Heel-to-toe walk in a hallway. Walk in a straight line, placing the heel of one foot directly in front of the toes of the other, like walking on a tightrope. Tai Chi or yoga. These ancient practices are renowned for their ability to improve balance, coordination, and body awareness. Many community centers offer classes specifically for seniors. This ability is your shield against the most common threat to senior independence. Falls. Cherish it and nurture it. Point 5. The grocery gauntlet. A test of functional strength. Fifth, you're still able to hoist a few heavy bags of groceries from the trunk of your car and carry them up a flight of stairs into your kitchen without breaking a sweat or feeling like you've just run a marathon. You are in far better shape than most people your age. This everyday task might seem mundane, but it's a powerful, real-world indicator of your functional strength, the kind of strength that matters in daily life. Carrying groceries doesn't just rely on one muscle group. It's a symphony of grip, strength, upper body endurance, core stability, and lower body support working together in harmony. The deeper science explained. Think about what's happening when you carry a heavy load. Your hands grip the bags, requiring the forearm and finger strength we've already discussed. Your arms, shoulders, and upper back must stabilize the swinging weight, proving that your posture and joint health are still intact. Your core, abs, obliques, and lower back must kick in to keep you balanced and prevent you from leaning to one side, while your legs provide the powerful foundation to move, navigate obstacles, and climb stairs without stumbling. It's a full-bodied workout. Asterisk. This ability is a clear sign that your entire system is holding up remarkably well against the forces of aging. It shows that your skeletal system is resisting osteoporosis. Your nervous system is still coordinating effectively between your upper and lower body, and your cardiovascular system can handle a sudden burst of effort without leaving you gasping for air. This kind of functional strength is what allows you to remain an active participant in life, rather than a sideline observer. It translates to carrying laundry, moving furniture, lifting a grandchild, or helping a friend with the taskful activities that keep you engaged and fulfilled. Walter's story. The teacher's observation. Consider Walter, a 74-year-old retired schoolteacher from Ohio. He never gave much thought to his physical strength until a routine trip to the grocery store opened his eyes. As he loaded his car with bags of canned goods, produce, and a gallon of milk, he noticed something striking. Men in their 40s and 50s around him were grunting and straining under similar loads. One younger shopper, a man who looked to be in his 30s, even approached Walter with a concerned look and offered to help, assuming the older man would struggle. Walter chuckled, waved him off, and said with a smile, "Thanks, but I've been hauling groceries since before you were born. No need to stop now." That moment stuck with him. He reflected on how his decades of staying active, gardening, daily walks, and occasionally lifting light weights in his garage had quietly kept him ahead of the pack. He didn't feel old, and his body was proving it. A practical guide to maintaining functional strength. Farmer's walks, as mentioned, for grip strength. This is a prime functional exercise. Carry heavy weights for a distance. Suitcase carries. This is a variation where you only carry a heavy weight in one hand. This forces your core to work much harder to keep you from leaning to one side. Walk a set distance, then switch hands. Incorporate lifting into daily life. When you bring in groceries, make a conscious effort to carry them rather than using a cart if it's safe to do so. When doing laundry, carry the basket rather than dragging it. If you're still managing this task with ease, celebrate that win. It's a sign you're defying the typical aging process. 6. The ultimate litmus test. Rising from the floor. The act of getting down to the floor and standing up again might sound like a basic everyday movement, but it is arguably the most profound and comprehensive test of your physical prowess. It reveals a great deal about your total body strength, your flexibility, your balance, and your overall mobility. If you can perform this maneuver smoothly without straining, grunting, or using your hands, arms, or knees to push yourself up, you are part of an exceptional and rare group of individuals who are statistically more likely to enjoy longer lives and retain their independence deep into old age. The deeper science explained this ability hinges on a complete symphony of physical attributes working in perfect concert. It requires powerful leg muscles, quadriceps, and glutes to lift your entire body weight against gravity. It demands a solid, engaged core to stabilize your torso throughout the movement. It requires flexible joints, particularly in your hips and knees, to move through the full range of motion needed to get down and up. And it demands sharp coordination and balance to tie it all together without toppling over. As people age, these qualities often diminish in unison, turning what was once an effortless task into a monumental struggle, or even an impossibility. Without assistance, this movement is so predictive of longevity and health that there is a formal medical assessment based on it called the Sitting Rising Test (SRT). Research published in the European Journal of Preventive Cardiology found that older adults who struggled to stand from the floor without using support faced a significantly higher risk of falls, loss of mobility, and even earlier mortality. The reason is clear. Difficulty with this task often points to a systemic breakdown in overall functional fitness. Joan's story. The grandmother's greystick. Joan, a spirited 72-year-old grandmother who stayed active through decades of gardening, dancing, and chasing after her grandkids. One afternoon, while playing a lively game of blocks with her youngest grandchild on the living room rug, she had a quiet moment of realization. When it was time to get up, she rose to her feet without a second thought, no hands pressing into the floor, no furniture to lean on, just a fluid motion as natural as breathing. Later, she mentioned this to her doctor during a checkup, and he beamed with approval. He explained that her ability to rise unaided was a powerful indicator of her excellent physical health, that the implications go beyond the physical. Being able to rise unaided means you are less likely to fear falling in the first place, a fear that keeps far too many seniors sedentary, which only accelerates their decline. It means you can keep living life on your own terms, a practical guide to mastering the floor rise practice with support. If you cannot do this unaided, don't be discouraged. Start by placing a sturdy chair or a stack of firm cushions nearby. Practice getting down to the floor and then use the support to help you get back up. Over time, try to rely on it less and less. Build core strength. Exercises like planks and bird dogs are excellent for building the core stability needed for this movement. Improved hip mobility. Stretches like the pigeon pose from yoga or simple knee-to chest stretches can improve the hip flexibility required. Strengthen your legs. Continue with the sit-to stands and glute bridges mentioned earlier. If you can still perform this feat with ease, it is a glowing endorsement of your body's resilience, a sign that you're not just aging, but aging exceptionally well. Conclusion. As we wrap up, take a moment to reflect on these 6 remarkable abilities that set you apart as a rare jewel in aging. If you can still demonstrate strong grip strength, maintain excellent posture, rise from a chair and the floor with ease, balance on one leg, and carry your own groceries without a struggle, you are part of an elite group who have maintained a level of strength, mobility, and vitality far beyond what most expect at this stage in life. Aging doesn't have to mean losing everything, as these markers show. It can be a time of adapting, preserving, and thriving in unexpected ways. These abilities are not just about physical health, they are about freedom. The freedom to live in your own home, to engage with your community, to play with your grandchildren, and to live life on your own terms. What have you learned about your own strengths today? We'd love to hear from you. Please comment below with one thing you can do that you're proud of, or one skill you'd like to work on. Your story could inspire someone else. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you.